Welcome to another episode on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be adding an auto-dimming rear view mirror with SmartBeam Auto High beams to this 2018 Ram 1500 Tradesman. So this should work for DS series trucks. So let's take a look at what you'll need and go through the steps. As I mentioned, we're adding an auto-dimming rear view mirror with SmartBeam Auto High beams to this truck, and it requires surprisingly little to do this. So I went on eBay, I found this used mirror. So it's an auto-dimming mirror, and we can see here we've got our auto high beam sensor. It came with the trim, top and bottom, well, kind of rear and bottom, and it also came with a wire harness. So the plug for this is already in the truck. The main dash harness for all of these trucks are the same. So you just need this harness. This plugs in to the passenger side, so we'll show where that goes, and then this just clips along the headliner. So you'll have to pull down the headliner, which also isn't a big deal. Now this also came with a rain sensor, so I can add rain sensing wipers to this truck. That'll be covered in a later video. So the issue here, this is a Tradesman with the base windshield. So it doesn't have the opening in the center of the windshield for the rain sensor. So you have to mount it kind of off to the side, like over here outside of the black area of the windshield, and kind of make some sort of cover to hide, unless you want to see wires, and the ugly side of the sensor. So it sits on the windshield like this. So you'll see all of this black and the bracket. So you need to make some sort of cover to cover all of that. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but it's possible to add rain sensing wipers as well. Now, if you happen to have a cracked windshield, you can replace the windshield with one for rain sensing, and then you're good to go. There's a plug here that's open. I'm guessing this is for a GPS sensor, so that would kind of line up. The wire harness comes out to the passenger side, and the GPS module for the windshield is over in this area. So this is really all we need. If you can find a rear view mirror but it doesn't have the wire harness, we've got the part number here on the wire harness, and you can order one if they're in stock. Hopefully they're not discontinued, but that's not the end of the world. You can probably find a junkyard one. So the first step is to pull down the front of the headliner. That's not too difficult. So we'll have to take off the A-pillar, probably both sides, and pull both sun visors. It's just a few screws, and then the front of the headliner will come down enough that I can access all of the clipping points along the roof and mount the rear view mirror. So these rear view mirrors are really simple to remove. You just turn them, might take two hands, but pretty much just turn them about a quarter turn and they pop off. Then to put them on, you just align it so that the hex fits in there, and then you just twist it back a quarter turn, and then it's installed. All right, that was a simple job, just a few minutes. So the A-pillars are held on with two 10mm bolts, and then they just pull off easily. To the outboard side of the sun visors, those are 8mm bolts, two of those, and just pull it down and it unclips out of the headliner bracket, and then a T20 screw on the inboard side. So once you have all of those out, the headliner is loose. It'll just be held by the rubber seal, so you can just pull it out from behind that and let it hang here while you work on it. So with the end cap off of the dash, we can see there's our plug that we need. And there's our plug, so we'll just have to fish the wire harness down through this opening, and we'll just fish it up the A-pillar and plug it in. I think we have to remove this wire, and it clips into clips on the wire harness for the rear view mirror. And then we'll also have to fish it in up here. There's already a wire harness. So again, I think we have to unclip the wire harness that's there, install the new one, and then clip that harness to the rear view mirror harness. All right, I have the wire harness in. It's plugged in over here and routed where it needs to be. Same up along the A-pillar, and then along the windshield, or above the windshield. as well. And one thing I did ahead of time, kind of thinking ahead, so the rain sensor, if I add that in the future, it can't go in the normal spot in the center. So I cut it out of the wire harness. That way I have enough length to run it off to the side. So for right now, I'll just tuck it above the headliner, and then if I get to that point and adding the rain sensor off to the side, I've got enough harness that I don't have to pull the headliner down again. But we'll go ahead and put the headliner up. I've got the wire sticking out for the rear view mirror. We'll put the rear view mirror back on, and then we'll have to figure out what we need to turn on in the body control module to make all of these things work. Next is the computer side of things. If you have a 2018 plus 4th gen truck, you will need a security bypass cable. I have one here. This is the one that I use with my DT truck, and it'll work here. You just have an extra cable. So for the DT trucks, you have 2 small pigtails that go into the CAN bus blocks under the dash. But for the DS trucks, you only need the white connector that I have here. And you can find these on Amazon. So we'll go ahead and go under. The camera might turn upside down here. So under the dash, there's a green block, and we have to use the white plug in the green block. Just find any open space and plug it in, and then plug this into the OBD port. If you go the right way, it's much easier. And then the piece that's hanging here, we connect to our OBD Link MX Plus, which will Bluetooth connect to my tablet with Alpha OBD. Key on. Go into Alpha OBD. Connect to our OBD link. It's connected. DS body computer. Come down to 2018 PowerNet. Connect. Connected. So go to the little car with the hood. Scroll to the bottom, car configuration change, select option. And according to my extensive research, aka Google, to turn on the auto dim function, we need to search for vehicle config. Vehicle config 3. Interior electrochromic mirror present. Yes. Start. Current status is no. Next. Wait for it to say complete. Current status is yes. Okay. It appears that it turned it on. All right. Then we need to search for Lin and miscellaneous CRVMM present. Yes. Next. Procedure complete. Okay. So that should take care of the auto dimming rearview mirror. Actually, it looks like it's dimming already. All right, now for the auto high beams, we need vehicle config 1. So we'll just search for, actually auto high beam right there. Vehicle config 1, auto high beam, yes, complete. Procedure complete, there we go. All right, and next we need 2014 CBC config IO, blah, blah, blah. Looking for auto high beam module. And set that to CRVMM. Start. Next. Procedure complete. And then the last one, customer set menu. Customer set menu 1, auto high beam. Auto high beam CSM present, yes. Yes, start, next. Procedure complete. All right, then we back out of everything. Shut the truck off, let it sit for 5-10 minutes, and then everything will hopefully populate. I let the truck sit for about an hour, and everything seems to be working. So our auto dimming rear view mirror, the ring light behind me is bright enough that it's dimming, so that seems to be working. But my DT truck, it has a function in the screen to turn off the auto dimming mirror, since how it doesn't have a button or a switch to turn it off, but there is no option in at least this base radio. So I guess your auto dimming rear view mirror is just always on in these trucks. Now for the auto high beams, that is in here. So if we go into lights, auto high beams on. So that has appeared in there. I couldn't figure out why the auto dimming headlights weren't coming on. And then I went to the owner's manual and realized the truck has to be running and the headlights have to be in auto over here. If you have them in on, it doesn't work. So now it should work. I've got a towel covering the light sensor. So our headlights are on. I come over here, flash it forward. Automatic high beams enabled. Automatic high beams disabled. So they should be working. I'll have to test it on the road, but everything appears to be working from in here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, so these 2018 and up trucks, they have microphones in the headliner. This rearview mirror must have come out of like a 17 or older, because it has the microphones on top of the rearview mirror. I did a test call and it works fine, so I'm not sure which microphones it's using, but the call seems to work fine. And if you recall, the harness that came with this rearview mirror has the rain sensor, and there was also a plug for what I'm guessing is a GPS module. So both of those mount to the windshield. The GPS module you would need if you are upgrading this base radio to the 8.4 with navigation. I would like to upgrade this to an 8.4 with CarPlay, but for whatever reason, it is tremendously expensive for the DS trucks. So for the DS trucks, it's $900 up to $1,200 to get the CarPlay 8.4 plus the bezel that you need, and I guess another module for HVAC. I don't really feel like spending that much money on it. I guess I will just do like a magnetic mount up here with my phone. So it's not worth $1,200 to upgrade the radio to me. But as far as the rain sensor, I am planning to do that. I'll do that in another video. I need to figure out a good way to hide it over here in the corner. So I'm gonna have to move it and locate it over here somewhere and pretty much do what the GPS module has. So it has like a black cover that hides the back of it. So I may have to 3D print something to cover the back of it. Now to make it functional, you could just stick it on the windshield and it'll work. It'll just look kind of ugly, but we can do better than that. So all of that rambling just to say that even if you have a base truck like this, a Tradesman, you can add a lot of premium features, a lot of premium factory features just with a few $100s worth of parts. So again, the rear view mirror was $225 shipped with the harness, with the rain sensor. I've added factory trailer brake controller. That was just under $300. And I mean, you can keep adding and adding and adding to it. So thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel to keep up with other projects on this truck and other vehicles and tractors and whatever that come through the shop.